friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be looking at the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencils. As usual, before we begin, I do have my disclaimers. If you're hearing birds chirping or calling in the background, that's because I don't live in the city, and where I live there's a lot of wildlife. Also, not only do I not live in the city in Belize, I also live near a major highway in Belize, and so you will hear the motor vehicles. And today, as normal, one of those days when the two dogs are at home, and I have one actually right beside me, and so you will be hearing them bark when you hear the neighbors pass or anything that feels strange to them pass, so you will hear them making noise in the background. Right now they're quiet, so let's hope they stay that way throughout the rest of the taping. And let's get back to our regular scheduled program. Today we'll be looking at the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencils. Now the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencils have a soft, thick core that is ideal for layering, blending, and shading. Now these comes in a metal tin. I have here the 48 set. But they also comes in sets of 12, 24, 38, 36, oh my gosh, 36, 48, 72, 132, and the maximum colors, which is 150. And they come in different variations. I believe this is the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencils, but they also have a watercoloring line, and they have another line, but I'm not certain what the name of that line is because it's not a watercolor line. It just has a different packaging than this. We already mentioned the amount of colors these came in. Limiter tin, there's 2 trays, and this is 48, so each trays have 24 colors. Although the diameter of the Prismacolor is not indicated, the lead, well, I did say the diameter is 5 millimeters. The lead are not centered in the barrel, and you can see that right here. See? Now why this is important, the centerness of the lead in the barrel, is because when it comes to sharpening the pencils, it is well known that pencils that are not centered in the barrel of the, well, leads that are not centered in the barrel of the pencils, when you sharpen them, they're more prone to breakage, which this pencil is too. Now, I'm sure you would hear that these pencils are very, very light fast, but from what I have researched and from what I've seen, these pencils' light fastness is actually a range between excellent to poor, and you will need to go to Professor Google and check the light fast information for each different color or each different pencils. Not all these set of pencils here has a good light fast rating or an excellent light fast rating. Some of them are actually very poor. The other quality of these pencils that will surprise you is when you color with them, after coloring, it does leave a very, very waxy film, and it does leave waxiness. So you will either have to brush your work off or tap your work off when you're finished, because it does leave waxiness. The other disadvantage of these coloring pencils is, let me show you something. Okay, this is a Stabilo Carbothello Chark Pastels, and the only reason I'm using this to compare, because I'm not actually comparing the actual type of pencil, I'm actually comparing how the pencil presents itself when you buy it. When you buy a Stabilo Carbothello pencil or any other pencil, you notice how it gives you a nice long, lead to initially start working with. So you could do a little job with this. You could do substantial amount of work with this before this actual pencil needs sharpening. For the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencil, that's the lead length you get. It's so small, it's very tiny. And if you notice, I've already started to work with some of these, and this is the one I've sharpened. I hope you guys can see that. See, this is the one I sharpened. because you just make a few strokes with this little lead here and you have to sharpen it again. So it doesn't give you a nice enough lead size, to work with when you initially buy them. You actually have to sharpen them to get a nice enough size of the lead, point to the lead that you can work with. Actually, the point of the lead that you can work with. And there's one that I had here that I just did a few strokes with. I didn't even use it to do a big job because I was staying away from skin tones. Actually, this one, the peachy color, and see, I don't have a pointy lead anymore, and it was just a few strokes. So now I gotta sharpen this pencil again. And that's one of the things, besides the waxy film it left, that's one of the things that I didn't enjoy. That when I initially started with these pencils, the point of the lead it didn't give me a good enough lead point to work with. Okay, so now it's swatch time, and these are all the 48 colors that I got. And if you're seeing little numbers in the corner of my swatches, that's because I went on Professor Google and I did the light fast research to find out the light fastness of each color, as you can see here. The colors that I got in 48 is, I got a canary yellow, yellow orange, Spanish orange, golden rod, orange, peach, pink, poppy red, crimson red, mulberry, a perma violet, violet blue, indigo blue, through blue, cerulean blue, true green, apple green, grass green, dark green, sienna brown, Tuscan red, dark brown, dark umber, cream, yellow ochre, pale vermilion, light peach, blush pink, carmine red, magenta, process red, lilac, ultramarine, peacock blue, light aqua, aquamarine, olive green, lime peel, spring green, and one of my favorite words is chantereuse. Okay, so I got a chartreuse, ginger root, burnt ochre, light umber, black, white, metallic gold, and silver. Okay, so as you can see, I'm all set up. I have my color illustrations all prepped up, and today we'll be using the Prismacolor Premier, and we're going to match it against the Raffine coloring pencil. We're going to match it against the Milan Big Lead, and we're going to match it against a Crayola. So let's see how these hold up to the Prismacolor Pencil Premier. Okay, we are done with our color comparison. And let's see. Now, I've used 4 different types of coloring pencils. The Prismacolor Premier, the Milan Big Lead. This is Crayola, and this is my marker Raffine. And I threw the marker Raffine in there because even though this is supposed to be an oil-based type of coloring pencil, it's still very water soluble like the Crayola and the Milan. However, the Prismacolor Premier coloring pencil is not water soluble because I did test it. Now, what can I say about these? Yes, I love the brightness of the colors. I love the richness, the smoothness. I enjoy all that. I just don't like the waxiness, and with new pencils you tend to have to sharpening them much quicker because the length of the lead point is too small. One of the other things I think I should enjoy about the color, and I say I think I should enjoy, is because unlike the Marco Raffine, the Crayola, and the Milan Big Lead, if any of these should be all used up, and if you can notice, green is one of my favorite colors, and also pink. So if you notice, it's very small. If I should use up any of these colors, these are not sold open stock. Unlike the Prismacolor Premier, you can get the Prismacolor Premier open stock. So if I decide to use up all my violet, I could get back another violet. But if I used up all my violet in the Crayola, the Milan, or the Marco Raffine, I will need to buy back the entire pack of those coloring pencils to get back the one color that I used up. And that's one of the things that Prismacolor Premier have over the others. Now, when it comes to light fastness, I cannot say that Prismacolor Premier has more light fastness over the others because, like I said earlier, some of the Prismacolor Premiers have excellent light fastness, some has fairly good ones, while others have poor. So it all depends on the color you get. And that's it. Join me next time and see you.